GG team, this is Ripper. You guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the HMS Daring. Yes, this is one of my favorite destroyers. I would say the title of the video speaks for itself. If I had to choose one destroyer as a beginner to do it all, learn from everything, all the destroyer gameplay, which I think again is the most impactful in the game for World of Warships, then I would pick literally the HMS Daring, because this thing literally does it all. It is very forgiving in the sense because it allows you to do so many simplistic things. It does in a very good learning manner. It's a very good platform to, as a beginner. You know, as if you want to play the destroyers for the first time, especially at higher levels, tier 10. Daring is one of the, I would say, easiest, best ways to learn. And then you can start venturing off and doing other ships as well. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. You see value what we're doing here today. Smash those buttons. Let us know what you think, and have a good time learning at the same time. We can't thank you guys enough. So let's get right to it. All right, HMS Daring. The Daring literally is the class that really has, like I said, the multi-tool gimmicks of every single aspect of destroyer gameplay possible. It allows you to cap points. It has the smoke, especially the quick smoke, so you have a lot of them and you can use them at will, and they recharge quickly. The downside is they don't last as long as, say, others like USS Daring. However, it's enough for you to really break engagements, maybe HE spam for a little bit and then move on and not loiter in the smoke. You also have the Hydro, which is definitely a must for all destroyers. I believe the Hydro allows you to screen for torpedoes and prevents you from taking unnecessary damage when you don't need to. And of course, it has the heals. If you want to be a DD gunboat main like me, you definitely have to have heals. These heals are a must because why? You're going to absorb a lot of damage. You're going to take incoming fire a lot. You're going to reveal your position a lot. You're going to expose yourself a lot. You're going to risk your ship a lot. So obviously you're going to make mistakes here and there. You're going to take damage, take fire. So it's good to have a heal, especially 3 of them, to compensate for that and bring your ship back to life and survive the long haul of the engagements, because that's what I find really is the most valuable enough, is you surviving the entire battle onslaught. So when you're the last person alive, you really can go around and, again, cap objectives. I mean, literally, the name of the game is capturing points and holding them. I mean, it's not about getting it first, but capping and holding them for the long haul so that you win the game based on, you guessed it, points. I mean, at the end of the day, World of Warships is based on whoever has the most points at the end of the day wins, right? The guns are great. The only downside is the 113 millimeter guns, which means, as you can see right there, they only pen 19 millimeters. So therefore, some ships, for example, the USS Daring, has a little armor plate on the side of it in the middle section, which is 21 millimeters, which means your HE guns will shatter and not pen. And these are little slow shells as well. Now, the cool thing is these start a lot of fires, and they're very good and very quick. 2.3 second reload, phenomenal. Anything around the sub 2 second range is perfect for my taste. The other one is the AP. The AP is amazing on the British destroyers. It's got some of the best improved angles. Even the Druid has up to 76 plus degrees of angling, and it still does significant damage. And as you can see, we built it for AP here. So the AP on the British style ships is very, very damaging, deadly. Torpedoes, 10-kilometer torpedoes, nothing to gawk at. These are more like defensive torpedoes. If you are in smoke and somebody's rushing you, you can fire them. They are single launch or full spread. So that is a good thing, having those types of combo options there to spread out your torpedoes. And I already explained the less in the next ones. Now, the depth charges are depth charges now. 16 of them is incredible. That's great. I know some other destroyers only get like 6 or 8, so not the greatest for a destroyer, which is supposed to destroy and hunt submarines. As you can see, what are we doing as a basic destroyer? We're really just capping points. Naturally, we're going to spot people just by moving around the map, and we'll spot other enemy ships for our friendlies to shoot at. But you can notice this game isn't starting off like, oh my gosh, cosmic, guns blazing, everything. You really sometimes don't even have to do much. You really are just there to just spot, cap, and then be a threat to the enemy team. Now, look at how many torpedoes I'm launching here, single launch torps. I'm literally just launching a full spread, a wall of torpedoes, if you will, and just giving that kind of a threat out there. But again, have you noticed they don't reach out that far? 10 kilometers, although it may seem like a long distance, but really it's not at tier 10 level. Look at this. Look at how am I supposed to reach a guy Iowa way in the back here behind the islands, Vanguard and North Carolina, everybody. Battleships go to the back. Battleships to the rear. I mean, that is just a if I could make a t-shirt, I would say battleships take it in the rear. I mean, they literally do. They just literally, in today's meta, sit in the back. Now, I'm not saying that they did anything wrong. It's just the way the game is designed, and that's the way the nature of gameplay is today in World of Warships. So I guess we're going to have to play that to our advantage. So right here, we've got the Tone. He has got airplanes, but for some reason, My shells are not connecting with this guy. He must have some kind of weird dispersion gimmick right here. But right here, you can see, look at what the shells can do to a tier 8 kind of a cruiser. Nothing to gawk at. It just does simple HE damage. We're going to start a fire. Look, we took damage. Someone fired us. We pop smoke. Boom. We go undetected immediately. And that is the power. Now watch this. We switch to AP and just look at what the damage can do to AP. I'll just subtract this here so you can see what it can do. Look at that right there. Splash 1. Tone goes down. Man, I'm telling you, even at tier 10, a tier 10 destroyer can literally melt a tier 8 cruiser. All right, so now we're going to start facing off in the Adatara, and we're going to just basically start more fires. Again, the Daring, it loves literally just hit and run tactics, guerrilla warfare, where you're sitting in smoke and you're literally just pummeling enemies from the distance. And look, the HE shells, although they're small caliber, they still do massive amounts of damage to the superstructure area, as well as starting a lot of fires for passive income damage. And that's what I love about, destroyers. You get a lot of passive income. If you can fire more shells in the air, get more fires started on multiple ships, you are literally going to just burn everybody down to the ground. All right, so we are now repositioning here. We've already capped Alpha Bravo. Well, why not start capping at Charlie? And we're going to support our Key here. Again, Key is going to try to take on the Adatara by himself here, and let's see if we can help him out. All right, here's the cool thing about this. You can always use the smoke if we get spotted unnecessarily and get receive incoming fire, which means that if I see this exclamation point go up, right here, I mean, someone fired at me. That means I slow down the brakes. Ooh, torpedo hit right there. Okay, somebody fired at us. We're going to slam on the brakes right there. Look around. I do free look, right mouse button with free look. Look around. Where's it coming from? And then I pop the smoke when necessary to go undetected right there. All right, battleship goes down. There's that incoming fire. See, that's why slamming on the brakes and throwing off your shots is very, very important. All right, Vanguard right here, which is basically a Valparaiso without the special gimmick. It literally looks exactly like the Valparaiso, which is that broken ship that people just can't seem to kill. But Vanguard doesn't have that gimmick. So guess what? We're going to start a lot of fire. See, the basic idea is, hey, look, I'm shooting from distance. 10 kilometers is a very comfortable distance for me. If I need to pop smoke, I can go undetected immediately. And then, of course, I can throttle juke. Now, the Daring also has a very, very good gimmick that its acceleration is incredible. The British destroyer line has one of the best accelerations in the game, going from 0 to, I forgot what it is, 25 or 30 knots, literally in seconds. So it's very, very powerful, going almost to full speed in seconds, which you definitely need if you need to get out of dodge very quickly. Now, you got to be in either a standstill or, boom, splash 2 right there. You have to either be in a standstill or at least a quarter speed moving forward. You cannot be in reverse. If you're in reverse, it's going to take even more time because you got to compensate for that backward motion. So I always keep my destroyer either at a full stop or at least a quarter speed moving forward. That way you're not from a dead stop or dead reverse. That it takes time to actually accelerate forward. I've noticed the destroyer lines like that. If you're in reverse, it is much, much harder to go to speed up unless you have an engine boost of some kind. All right. We're going to cap Charlie right here. Again, what are we doing as a good destroyer player? Cap Charlie. Notice we're the only person capping. I'm the last destroyer in the game. Notice that the destroyer that survives the longest literally typically helps the team win. So we're all about helping the team win, right? All right, we capped Charlie again. So now we're going back to Bravo, making sure it's secure. And then we're going to go to Alpha here. All right, where are we going to take it? The fight to Alpha. All right, North Prussian goes down. We are now at a 6-4 ship advantage here. Let's see if we can keep it that way. Or, okay, now we're pushing the North Carolina. I'm not afraid of a North Carolina. North Carolina is a tier 8, so not bad. We'll slow down, launch a couple single torps here, see what he does. I mean, battleships are always changing and throttling back and forth, so I'm just kind of wait. I kind of see what they do. And he's probably going to accelerate. You notice the green circle. He's at a quarter speed forward, so he's probably turning away. And we'll launch a couple more right at his hull right there and see what happens. And if he accelerates, he'll accelerate right into... Yep, he's accelerating right now. You see the arrow marker moving forward? You know what? Let's just shoot AP at him. Let's see what happens. Start opening out. There it is. Now switching to... Ooh, we start a fire. Isn't that incredible? Watch the firepower of these guns. I'm telling you. Look at this. 1490. Look at that. We already took 6,000 damage off him right off the nose. And just watch his health just melt. It is incredible. This is what the Druid does very well, too. But we have the improved AP shells on here. So this is working very, very well. 1,000 damages right there. Look at that. He's got 10,000 health now. A couple more hits, and we should be able to take him down to Pound Town. And he's down. There it is. Splash 3, 139,000 damage. Look at the power of what AP can do, literally to just the bow of a battleship right there. All right, let's figure out who's the last guy to kill right now. Iowa and a Jaeger. All right, so let's shoot the Iowa here. This should have been our Kraken right here if we had gotten this kill. Okay, good thing his guns are not looking. I'm looking at his main guns. His main guns are not looking. I had the smoke ready to go. If he does look at us, we'll pop smoke. And we can absorb enough damage. We got 1 heal left, so we're not too desperate here. All right, switching to AP, and just look what the AP can do to a broadside battleship. Look at that, 1,800 damage. Somebody else is firing at us. What the heck is firing? I don't know who that was. All right, might have been the Jaeger. I'm not sure. But anyways, let's keep focusing on one target at a time here. Somebody still hit us. We're going to pop smoke to go undetected right here. Look at the damage, 2,700 damage. Look at that. I'm telling you, the AP is horrendous. 3,100 damage. Look at that, 2,600 damage. Doing destroyer things, ladies and gents. Look at that firepower. Look, 2,300 damage. Takes full torpedo hit. This should have been our kill right here. This would have been a kill. Oh, that was a kill right there. Come on, baby. One more. Oh, the last shot. Blucher got him. All right, way to go. Good shot. All right, we take a battleship down or help it, and then we're going to cap this spot right here, and somebody's going to spot us, I think, eventually. Jaeger, he's driving. Okay, I kind of waited for him to fire at me. I was like, okay, I'm going to sit here and wait, but it's okay. If we kill him, we end the game anyway, so let's see how this battle turns out. Oh, he launched it. Yeah, I had to go full spot. Look at the acceleration on that bad boy. I literally accelerate out of a dead stop, and it allows us to basically maneuver. Oh, and another thing I like about the Daring, it's 360 turret in the back. So that means I can always be facing forward to the threat. And notice, see the back turret there? It's always facing forward, so I don't have to do a full 180 to turn back around. It's always facing in the direction I'm aiming, and it really allows you to get all guns to bear, and I like that a lot about the Daring. Especially the British-style destroyer classes allows a lot of the 360 back turrets there, and I think Vampire may do it as well. Come on, dude. Do I get this kill? Do I get this kill before it ends the game? Come on, baby. And there we got it. Splash 4, 208,000 damage. Like I said, the Daring is very, very forgiving. It's easy. It's maneuverable. It's great acceleration, good survivability. Very, very awesome, and I love it. If I had to literally pick and choose, back in the day I would have picked the small one, but now I've noticed the small one without smoke, and they must have nerfed something about it. It just doesn't survive as well as the Daring does. Even though small one has heals, man, the Daring does so much better in close engagements, and with the quick smoke, it works very well at getting out of dodge. Right there, look at that. 4 kills, top of the team, did a 208,000 damage, ladies and gents. Fires, floodings, everything you think you can need to AP, literally using almost every single weapon system on the ship, and it is very, very powerful. One more game. Let's take a look at the Daring at another match and see how that plays out. All right, final game of the Daring here, and this one is actually pretty simple. Nothing too cosmic about it. It really just easy going, casual gameplay. I like the fact that the Daring allows you to play very laid back, casual, nothing too cosmic, nothing too critical. You don't have to, it doesn't have gimmicks in it where it forces you to push in like a 6-kilometer Hydra like a Z-52 has, or a radar like a small one, or a USS Black has. It's very just simplistic gameplay where you can play however you like. You can play conservative, you can play aggressive, you can do whatever you want, and it fits any type of gameplay style that you want. It's got both HE and AP. Some ships only, like the Druid, only has AP, or some ships only have HE, like the Gdansk. So again, very, very simplistic, easy gameplay. The other thing I like about its maneuverability and acceleration allows you to get out of situations quickly. And again, it has a decent health pool, 25,500, 550 actually. And it got the heal. So very, very, very forgiving. And I recommend this ship for any beginner out there who's literally wants to learn the destroyer gameplay. And I encourage you, battleship players and cruiser players, to try out being a destroyer for one time. Take the Daring out, take the gearing out, and just kind of figure out the gameplay. And it may help your game battleship and cruiser gameplay a lot better, because again, otherwise just sitting in the back not doing anything, it's just going to hurt your win rate. It's going to hurt your ability to win games, and you don't want that. You want to enjoy the game, right? And I think right now the meta is favoring a lot more of the CV, submarine, and destroyer gameplay, as it's not really helping the cruiser battleship gameplay as much. It's still stagnant unless they bring back Unbreakable Line, which again, I think that's the best one for brawling and battleships. I played more battleships on Unbreakable Line than I do the randoms nowadays, because why? It actually was a reason to push in, and you came back to life. You weren't like worried about throwing away your ship, because you would come back and go, oh, well, I made a mistake, let me try again. And I actually enjoyed the game a lot more, because you got to see the secondaries firing, you got to see the main guns firing. You could be a sniper if you want to sit in the back, or you could push in and have fun. So again, Unbreakable Line, bring it back, Wargaming. Anyways, going back to the Daring. The Daring is great in these situations right here where you're then going in and slowly pushing and figure out where is this guy. I mean, you can put RPF on this ship and really hunt down other destroyers and really just take them out of the game, and it works very, very well. It can tank. It can disappear. It can run and engage and do great gun battles, and it can burn down ships. It can take AP damage. It can do everything you need it to do. And it's very, very quick and nimble that way. Looking at the Ohio right here, we're going to see if we can pummel some AP into his broadside right there. We're getting some nice, juicy damage. He's taking a lot of gunfire. We're taking some fire, too. We're waiting to make sure that nothing is too critical. We pop the smoke, make sure that we are out of danger. We're also using islands to screen for torpedoes in case they're coming at us. The hydro is very, very useful for that as well. It gives you kind of a great heads-up notice if someone is torping your smoke. And again, I like the quick smokes because it doesn't force you to stay in your 1 or 2, 3 smokes that you have for like 2 minutes at a time like a gearing does, right? This way, you're always on the move. You're always moving, so you're not sitting there and being a torpedo magnet. All right, so we're burning down Ohio right here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, man, we almost got it. Okay, we almost got that torpedo. Again, the torpedo would have died anyways. The torpedo didn't have the range to actually go out there and meet some of these engagements because most ships are outside of the 10-kilometer range, so very, very difficult to really hit a torpedo on somebody. And we get the nice fire. We get another fire right there. Look at that. Can we burn this guy down? We actually can. We capped a point, and we get the Ohio. Yes, see, we have a permafire on him. Come on, baby. Yeah, oh, I thought we had that permafire caught. All right, anyways. All right, let's turn back around. We got Bravo Charlie here, and we're going to go hold. And again, you see how boring gameplay it is. It's not really that much engaging, but you're doing your job to be a destroyer player and win the game as my team literally just steamrolls over this entire flank right here. All right, we got Jacksonville. Very, very scary if he doesn't, if he's not looking at us. This is basically the super booster. Oh, now he's looking at us, so now we got to really think about this. Oh, don't worry, we'll burn him down. Here it is. Come on, baby. Get this guy out before he melts us, because a Worcester will melt you down, especially at Jacksonville. And Bupkis. Oh, he hits us, and he gets that fire. Lucky shot right there. I still have not bought the Jacksonville yet. I don't want to play any super ships, super cruisers. They don't seem right in my mind. All right, we got Marceau coming up right here. Now, Marceau definitely outguns us, but he doesn't have smoke. He doesn't have hydro. He doesn't have radar. He doesn't have any gimmick. We can use this to our advantage. Basically, we're going to go nose in and kind of spot him first because we outspot him. We'll have first look, first kill engagement, and then we can pop the smoke. And because he'll fire his guns, he'll reveal himself to my friendlies that are in the area. So again, this is how I would take on a Marceau. Again, he has friend saturation, which means HE will eventually get nerfed and diminish over time. So I'm switching to AP here, and AP he can't mitigate the AP. The AP literally will just melt him. So let's see here. Yamagiri goes down. See, he's in front of me somewhere. We're going to spot him first. There he is. See, we spot him first. So now we then engage with guns. Look at the AP. Look what the AP can do here. I'll minimize this so you can see it. All right, I'm nose in because it's a lot harder for him to hit me nose in. So look at that. We get a little help right there. Look at that British AP. Doesn't matter if you're French HE saturation. It's okay. We are in reverse. Look away from the smoke. We got the smoke covering us. We are in reverse away from the torpedoes. Now we got to switch to HE because he's angled. Do we miss this? Oh, wait, we take an unnecessary torpedo. And we're going to keep... let's see, what are we going to do here? Yeah, we'll keep the reverse going because he launched torpedoes at us. Again, always, always, always keep moving. Don't be stuck still getting hit by torpedoes. So we took an unnecessary torpedo there. That was just bad maneuvering on my part. But look, we're still alive. You see, we still have a heal. We can recover that damage. I mean, I'm telling you, the Daring is really, really incredible, especially if you get Cunningham, the commander. If you get 2 kills, you actually get an extra heal and a smoke. 1 more extra consumable for everything. So, again, another cool gimmick right there. And look, that kill right there I just got, splash 2, that would have given me another heal and consumable to bring myself back to life. So, very, very powerful. Definitely recommend HMS Daring. If you like what you see here, smash those buttons down below, leave a comment. But as always, Bill will be at the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what your thoughts. What is your go-to destroyer? I like the Daring. I think it's a very good starter destroyer to help everybody learn the roles and gimmicks of being a destroyer player and to help out your team as well. But as always, you guys stay safe, and until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.